Before we begin, remember that the points made on each section should be only reiterated to the client when they have answered agree or somewhat agree on the form. Otherwise, the question is skipped over. Number 1, I don't drink water. Did you know that for every 20 pounds you weigh, you should be drinking 1 cup of water, or divide your total weight by 2. It represents the total ounces that you should be drinking a day. It would make us extremely happy if you could replace just 1 coffee or tea, juice or pop with a glass of water. Number 2, I have a runny nose, itchy eyes, or stuffiness seasonally or year-round. I know what you mean. I know this guy who suffers from seasonal allergies. The sneezing and itchy eyes got so bad that he wouldn't go outside for the months of May and June, 2 of the most beautiful months, which were also his worst months. And his parents, not knowing what to do, just kept on with the allergy tablets. Every year, his sneezing and itchy eyes got worse, not better, to the point where he would have to get up and excuse himself from company meetings and even had to take days off work because the allergy symptoms were that bad. He thought that it would be just a matter of life living in Canada. That is until his wife got a hold of this allergy symptom removal program. He latched on to this program and it has changed his life. No longer does he hide out during the months of May and June, but instead he enjoys the fresh breeze outside. That was me, by the way. Okay, number 3, I react to animals. There were a lot of people who have come through our doors with dog or cat allergy symptoms. For example, we had this one lady come through our door with a severe cat allergy. I mean, she would sneeze and sneeze and sneeze, and there was no way she was getting rid of that cat. That's when she discovered us. And just after 2 sessions, she has been cleared of the cat, and she can snuggle or cuddle with it now. 4, I react to insect bites. Do you get mosquito bites that swell? And do your bites itch and they don't go away for at least a week? Well, we had this one lady who came to us with the exact same reaction, and it took just 1 clearing, and now she swells up just a tiny bit, and she itches for about a day, and it's gone. 5, I react to foods like dairy or wheat. We only ask this question because so many people in North America have a dairy or wheat allergy. 6, I have gas, bloating, burping, belching, or heartburn. Gas or bloating is just an allergy symptom to what you are eating. Once we clear that something up, there should be no more gas or any bloating. 7, I have constipation or diarrhea regularly. Did you know that constipation or diarrhea is just a food allergy? Once we clear the offending food item, it will clear up as well. 8, I always have food cravings. Did you know that food cravings are just an allergy symptom reaction? Whether it is sweet or salty, if you have a food craving, you have an allergy symptom. Once we clear the offending food item, it will clear up as well. For example, there was this one lady who craved milk, but she knew that whenever she drank some, she would pay for it the next day. From loose stools to her stomach churning, it would last her a few days before the symptoms would subside. But once clear, she no longer craved the milk she drank, and it was just there. Number 9, I have trouble falling to staying asleep and don't wake well rested. we have 7 kits called adrenals, sleep disorders, and blood sugar. The client has to follow our regime, otherwise just go to the next point. She must get, the first point is she must get cleared from the adrenals, sleep disorders, and blood sugar vials. And 2, she must get tested for and possibly cleared from Physica's melatonin and Physica's hepatogens and liver support. And these items can be other items other than Physica as well. Assign these to her based on what she tells you about her condition. If it is a problem getting to sleep, assign Physica's melatonin. If it's a problem getting up in the middle of the night and just lying there from half an hour to 2 hours, then assign Physica's hepatogens. Number 10, I have difficulties remembering things. 2 important vitamins to take are B6 and B complex, which are 2 memory enhancing vitamins. But you must get tested by us on these 2 and several other items, because if you are allergic to vitamin B6, for example, it doesn't matter how many vitamin B6s you take. It will just enter your mouth and get flushed out through the colon or urinary tract. 11. I am frequently sick. Do you get sick more than once a year? If so, then it is your immune system that is compromised. Once we clear that from your body, it will have reset itself and you should be getting sick way less. The immune system, because of its changing nature, is not guaranteed by our program. For example, we had this one guy who after taking a round of antibiotics, which severely depresses the immune system, had been catching cold after cold. Since clearing him from the immune system, his body has been reset and catching a cold is now a thing of the past for him. 12. I get headaches and migraines. This can be one of 2 things. 1 is food, or 2 is geopathic stressors. If it is food, the clearing off that food that's causing the headaches or migraines should stop it. If it is geopathic stressors, which include such items as the barometric pressure, humidity, precipitation, heat or cold, then clearing them should stop the headache or migraines. For example, we had this one lady who complained of headaches or migraines that she would get 3 or 4 times a week. Ever since she was rebalanced for geopathic stressors for headaches or migraines, her headaches or migraines have completely gone. 13. I have life-threatening allergies and use an EpiPen. I feel so terrible for you. It must be really difficult worrying about when your kid will come into contact with the substance. We take anaphylactic reactions very seriously here, and unfortunately, due to the severity, we have to perform the session on the 1 item only. What we do is handle the anaphylactic reaction, let's say the peanuts, 5 times, and the peanuts by themselves. At the end of the 5th session, we send them back to a traditional allergist to get retested for their reaction. It takes 8 months for it to come out of the skin scratch test. For example, we had this one lady who took her son into us to rebalance his body from the peanut allergy symptom. After 5 sessions and 8 months later, she took him to the hospital to get retested, and sure enough, he was cleared to eat peanuts again. She then brought him home to try peanut, and no reaction whatsoever. 14. I'm exposed to Wi-Fi. Everyone is exposed to Wi-Fi these days. We have a way to handle Wi-Fi, and that is with the radiation kit. The radiation kit is necessary to protect anyone, especially those who are flying. Did you know that they are pointing the cell phone towers up towards the sky, affecting anyone in airplanes? For example, we had this one lady who worked for the airlines as a stewardess. Every time she would go on board, she would get a headache or migraines. Well, since clearing from the radiation kit, she no longer reacts when she boards a plane. 15. I have weight issues, gain or loss. If you're having weight issues, we suggest the Physica system to reset your body and infuse the necessary ingredients into your body. There is a 30-day cleanse system that we suggest you start with. Generally, January or February are the best times of the year to do this, just because there isn't too much going on in those 2 months. Now, this Physica system is the gentlest cleanse. We generally recommend the Physica system cleanse for most people, but if you have a problem swallowing pills, then it's probably not for you. Okay, 16. I experience rectal itching, teeth grinding, itchy nose, athlete's foot, thrush, bladder infections, jock itch, yeast infections, crawling sensations under the skin. There could be a problem with parasites. For example, we had this one client whose face would get inflamed, and it would happen around his mouth most of the time. Well, ever since clearing from the inflammation and parasite kits, he has not had an episode since. 17. I am always stressed, worried, or anxious. How stressed are you if you were to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being high? Well, we have 2 ways to combat stress and anxiety. 1, through adrenal support tablets, and 2, a stress and anxiety protocol for you to be put through. The stress and anxiety protocol takes several steps to complete, 7 of them. And by the end of it, if your stress levels were up to here, it won't lower your stress, but round out the corners so that you can better deal with the stress. 18. I have thyroid issues, hyper or hypo. We'll test your thyroid issues by putting 2 fingers against your throat, and this will determine whether you have a thyroid issue or not, and we'll go ahead and clear you from the thyroid vial, but more on the thyroid later. 19. I'm generally weak or have low energy. Do you feel weak or tired between 2 to 4 p.m. in the afternoon? Do you wake up feeling absolutely sluggish? Do you need coffee to wake up? Do you often do your best work late at night? These are just some of the questions relating to adrenal fatigue, and they are ways that we can combat this. 1 is through a stress formula and adrenal support tablets, and 2, resetting your body through the Physica cleanse. 20. I have muscle aches and pains. This, without a doubt, we will use acupuncture without needles. It's a great solution for this. Okay, 21. I have skin issues such as rashes, hives, eczema, blemishes, etc. There's not much to say here other than examine his or her skin issue. 22. I react to chemicals, perfumes, or smoke. Not much to say here other than to acknowledge it. 23. I get motion sickness. We rebalance numerous individuals. For example, there was this one lady who told me that she would get seasick whenever she boarded a cruise ship, and when you know it, she won a cruise. Well, she came to us to be cleared of the motion sickness, and she went on the cruise without an incident of motion sickness. 24. I am low in iron. So many women are low in iron, especially after childbirth. It doesn't matter how many iron supplements you're on, your iron levels will return to a low level until you get clear from iron. That's when the body reassimilates the irons and properly stores it within the body. 25. I've taken medication supplements in the past 6 months. Not much to say here other than to acknowledge it. Okay, that's it. And we will inform you of any progress that we make on the form. And you are to learn it and memorize the things that I've said. Okay?